The protagonist of our story is Lucy, a cute middle schooler who is smart but often doesn't pay attention in her class and spends her time sketching behind the notebook. I used to be like her in school too, but only the sketching behind the notebook part and not the smart part. Lucy's teacher catches her in the act, scolds her for not paying attention in the class, and then asks her to call her parents to school the next day. After the class is over, Lucy's best friend Minnie comes to her, and then some boys from their class call them both out immediately. As she goes out, Lucy texts her elder brother so that he can come to meet her teacher tomorrow instead of her parents. However, her brother, who lives in a hostel, doesn't see her text immediately. However, as Lucy is passing by the boys from her class, whose leader is a big simp for her, just then, she gets a text from her brother, who refuses to help her and sours her mood. So Lucy ignores all the simps and walks ahead. She soon reaches home and tries buttering up her mom so that she doesn't get angry at her when she comes to the meeting tomorrow. However, she reveals that her big brother is home, so Lucy excitedly runs upstairs to see him with a bowl of salad. However, instead of her brother, she finds another boy there, and his handsome face causes Lucy to see some butterflies. The boy is Duan, her brother's friend, but Lucy asks him if she is her brother who underwent plastic surgery. She asks how and when he did the plastic surgery and doesn't ask why, because she teases her brother for always being ugly. Duan tells her that he is not her brother, and then suddenly Lucy's brother, Sang Yan, arrives behind her. He asks what is going on here, and Duan rats Lucy out, telling Sang Yan that his sister thought that he had undergone plastic surgery and became handsome. Sang Yan is offended and starts quarreling with Lucy, telling her that he is already handsome and popular, so he doesn't need any kind of surgery. He begins to leave the room angrily, but Lucy stops him and says that she needs his help. Sang Yan refuses to even listen to her, so Lucy starts crying all of a sudden and screams that her brother is hitting her. That was the lure to bring out their mom, who scolds and hits Sang Yan, while Lucy hides behind Duan and continues her acting. Duan is impressed by her performance and thinks that he should nominate her for an Oscar. Despite Sang Yan protesting that he didn't do anything, his mom takes him away, and Lucy is left alone with Duan. He asks her what she needs help with, and she tells him about how her teacher has called her parents to school tomorrow. She tells Duan that since her brother is not going to help, she wants him to act as her brother and come to school. He refuses, but Lucy tries to gaslight him, blaming him for making Sang Yan angry after telling him about the plastic surgery gossip. Duan gets gaslit quite easily, and he agrees to help Lucy. As he leaves the room, he gets her details, like her full name, the school, class, and other things he needs to know to help her. Well, that was what happened 3 years ago. And fast forward to the present. Lucy is a high school student now. She wakes up and goes down after getting ready for school, and she is busy on her phone the entire time, like any normal teenager. Her brother tries talking to her because he is finally home after a long time, but Lucy decides to ignore him, just like he used to ignore her texts while he was in college. Sang Yan tries to emotionally blackmail her, reminding her that he has come home after so long and telling Lucy that she should be welcoming him. So she does a Fortnite dance around him to embarrass him, but Sang Yan actually likes her dance. After that, they have breakfast, and Sang Yan asks his dad for permission to borrow his car because he needs to shift his luggage from the old hostel to the new dorm he is renting out with his friends. Upon hearing about his friends, Lucy realizes that Duan will be there too. He has been her secret crush ever since their first meeting, so she wants to come along and help. Sang Yan doesn't want to bother with her, but his parents pressurize him to take his sister along, and he has not much choice because he needs to borrow their car. Later, Lucy goes to her brother's hostel after school is over. She notices her dad's car there, full of luggage. She finds a cute fox doll in the car's trunk, and she decides to check it out closely. Just then, Duan comes there and asks Lucy who she is, wondering if she is a thief. As Lucy sees her secret crush after 3 long years, she blushes and turns around because she cannot look him in the eyes. Well, Duan recognizes her as the little girl from middle school, and Lucy tells him that she is all grown up now. He teases her, saying that grown-ups don't play with dolls like her. He asks her to return it to him because he needs to dispose of it since it is not needed now, so Lucy takes it while telling him that some grown-ups play with dolls. Duan smiles and laughs at her answer, and then they begin to carry their stuff upstairs. In the dorm, Sang Yan is busy gaming, and Lucy gets angry at him for being a slouch. Suddenly, the rest of his friends appear there and greet Lucy, but Sang Yan shoos them away because he doesn't want them getting too chummy with Lucy right off the bat. After that, Lucy and Sang Yan's friends introduce themselves to each other. Lucy asks them if her brother is really popular with girls in college because he used to boast about it all the time. All the boys are shocked to hear this, and they take their sweet time to tease Sang Yan for bluffing in front of his sister. Sang Yan is angry at this, and he gives a sour expression to Lucy, who teases him, and Duan realizes that she was just playing a prank on her brother yet again. After that, Duan leans towards Lucy to get his phone out of the charging slot, and she blushes as he gets close to her. He gives her a smile and then leaves the room, and even Lucy decides to go home now. Sang-yeon offers to give her a ride, but she tells him that there is no need for that. However, she forgets her notebook in their dorm room. At night, while she's reading a book, she gets a call from Dwan, who is using Sang-yeon's number to contact her about her notebook. Lucy is a great opportunist and tells Dwan that she has an assignment due tomorrow, but she can't do it now. She asks him to do it for her and write an essay so that she doesn't fail. Dwan asks her to tell her brother to do it, but Lucy claims that she cannot trust him with that. She insists that Dwan should be the one to do it, and he just laughs it off. He tells her to meet him early in the morning at the bus station, and he will help her write the essay then. Lucy is happy to hear that. The next day, she waits for Dwan at the bus stop, but even after the time they agreed on passes, he is not there. This gives Lucy the flashbacks of what happened on the day she called him to act as her fake older brother. That day, Dwan did not come and the school got over. Lucy was upset and on the verge of crying. As she was leaving school, she slipped, and then suddenly found Dwan standing in front of her. He apologized to her for being late, and then Lucy took him in. She told him not to talk too much, and just pretend to agree with whatever the teacher says. Now, Dwan was a little concerned about what kind of complaint was it going to be. After that, Lucy introduced Dwan as her older brother, but her teacher refused to believe her at first. He then started pointing out that Lucy is smart, but inattentive in his class, and the complaints kept piling up. Lucy didn't really care about the complaints because she was busy staring at Dwayne. Her simp came there too and asked Lucy if the handsome guy is really her elder brother. She didn't reply, so he went on his way. After that, Dwan pretended to scold Lucy to appease her teacher. He even said that at home she says how great her teacher is at home, but in school she doesn't pay attention to his class. The teacher buys his lie, and as Lucy apologizes to him, he easily forgives her. Back to the present, Lucy is waiting for Dwan at the bus station, and he surprises her by pressing a milkshake against her cheeks. She's happy to see him, and they sit in a cafe where Dwan helps her write the essay. He tries giving her some tips, but Lucy is only interested in him, and he asks her to focus on the essay. Soon, their times run out and Lucy has to go to school, but her essay is still incomplete. As she goes on her way, Dwan suddenly gives her a complete essay he wrote for her in case she needed it. He leaves with that, but Lucy is left speechless by his gesture. As Lucy enters the school, she comes across the same old simp named Fusen, who tries to riz her by acting funny. He read on Instagram that girls are attracted to funny men, but while Lucy laughs with him, she is not interested in being more than friends with him. Later that day, Lucy's parents inform her that they are going to a function and ask her to take care of herself. After they leave, Sang-yeon comes there because their parents asked him to look after his sister. He searches for her everywhere and finds that she was hiding to annoy him. Sang-yeon tells her that he has plans to eat out and tells Lucy to join him too. She refuses, saying that she knows how to cook and can prepare some instant noodles for herself. Suddenly, Sang-yeon gets a call from his friends, and as he discusses their plan to go to a restaurant, Lucy thinks that Dwayne will also be there. So she does a quick 180 and eagerly joins her brother's plan. However, she soon finds that the friend he made a plan with is not Dwan, but a big fat guy. She's not pleased by that. But when Sang-yeon picks up Dwan from his part-time job, Lucy is really happy. Dwan enters the back seat and lays on Jumbo's lap, and Lucy keeps turning to glance at him. Dwan notices and asks why she did not greet him when he got into the car, and he begins teasing her. He asks if she got nervous seeing him, and Lucy doesn't give him a response. He asks her if she finds him attractive, and Lucy says that she does not. He asks her why she is blushing then, and his remarks stun everyone. Sang-yeon is furious that Dwan is trying to hit on his sister, but Jumbo quickly diffuses the situation by telling Lucy not to trust Dwayne because he flirts with every girl he meets. Lucy agrees that he looks like a flirt, and this somehow hurts Dwan's feelings. Soon, their car reaches the restaurant, and Lucy insists on going to the parking lot with Sang-yeon. He refuses to take her along and forces her to get down, and Lucy is not happy about it. Dwayne notices her looking upset and asks her if everything is fine. She replies that she is just feeling a bit off and will hit the washroom to relax. However, as she walks away, Dwan notices that her skirt has been soiled because her period suddenly started. He tails Lucy to cover her and follows her inside. He asks her to wait in the washroom while he takes Sang-yeon and goes to the store to buy some pads for her. They are both embarrassed and clueless about what they should buy, but eventually they select one and buy it. They take help from another girl to deliver the pads to Lucy in the washroom, and she feels awkward about the whole situation. After she comes out, she refuses to face anyone and tells her brother that she just wants to go home. Sang-yeon tells her that everything is normal and that no one will think that anything is odd. He practically drags her to the table, and Lucy orders some food along with everyone. She orders some noodles, and then Dwan learns that she doesn't like beef, so he removes it from her plate, and Lucy is impressed by his kind gesture. A few days later, Lucy goes out with her best friend Minnie, as they are attending a friend's birthday party. They are the earliest ones to reach the cafe they will be meeting at, and Lucy is surprised to find that Dwayne does a part-time job there. He greets her, and even Minnie is happy to see a handsome man like him. After that, the two girls sit down to order, but Lucy's entire focus is on Dwayne, who notices her and passes her a charming smile. After deciding on her order, Lucy goes to the counter to pay, but Dwayne tells her that she doesn't have enough money. He says that she needs to pay tax for staring at his beautiful face for so long, and Lucy calls him a liar. She says that if he were as handsome as he thinks, this restaurant would be full of girls and not so empty. Well, Dwayne takes some emotional damage because of that. He then refuses to accept Lucy's money and tells her that it is his treat today. She accepts it and orders soup on his tab. As she's eating soup, Lucy hears Dwayne asking for an advance from his manager because his financial situation is not so healthy. Now Lucy feels guilty about letting him treat her to free food. Suddenly, the birthday boy and his friends come there. It is our simp Fuzin who recognizes Dwayne as Lucy's fake brother and greets him, hoping to get in his good books. He then tells everyone that they will celebrate his birthday at the karaoke, and before they leave, Dwayne asks Lucy to return home before dark, or everyone will be worried for her. She nods in response and then goes with her friends. In karaoke, Fuzin is having fun with his friends. He celebrates his birthday bash and cuts the cake, and then suddenly picks the mic, saying that he has an important announcement to make. He grabs Lucy's hand and pulls her up, despite her faint struggle. He wants to propose to her in front of everyone, but she stops him before he can get to business. She knows that he likes her, but she doesn't, and she doesn't want to embarrass him in front of everyone by rejecting him on his birthday. So she leaves the karaoke and Fuzin follows her, leaving Minnie with a look of jealousy on her face because she likes Fuzin a lot. Outside, Fuzin is following Lucy, and Dwayne spots them from his restaurant. Fuzin proposes to Lucy there and gets emotional as he says that she is his first love. Lucy clearly rejects him, saying that she doesn't see him as more than a friend. Press F for our boy in the friend zone. Lucy asks Fuzin to not ruin their friendship by forcing his love on her, and he is heartbroken. He starts crying because of that, and no matter how much Lucy consoles him, he doesn't stop. Suddenly, Dwayne arrives there, and Fuzin gets nervous upon seeing him. He runs away, and then Dwayne tells Lucy that it is okay if she doesn't like her friend, but she should not be so blunt when rejecting him. He asks her to be considerate of his feelings and treat him with courtesy, even when rejecting him. She falls silent upon hearing his advice, and after a while, she suddenly changes the topic to Dwayne's financial condition. She says that if he needs money, she can help him, but being a gentleman, Dwayne refuses her. He says that he is not so desperate that he needs to get help from his friend's younger sister, but he still thanks Lucy for her concern. The next day in school, Lucy tries talking to Minnie in between the classes, but she blatantly ignores her. Soon, the teacher tells the students about the upcoming sports day, and he forces Lucy to enroll in the high jump competition because she always avoids taking part in any sports events. After the classes end, Lucy once again approaches Minnie, but she ignores her like she can't even hear her voice. Soon, it is the day of the sports festival. Fuzin is taking part in a race, and Minnie cheers him on loudly. Lucy sees this, and she understands the entire truth. Minnie likes Fuzin, and she is not talking to her out of jealousy. Soon after that, it is time for Lucy's high jump event, and she takes along her second friend to register for it. Fuzin comes there to wish her the best of luck, and Lucy thanks him cheerfully and politely, following Dwayne's advice. That makes Fuzin feel better. However, once Lucy goes to the registration counter, she is surprised to see her brother and Dwayne working there as volunteers. As Sang-Yan learns that his sister is trying to enroll in the high jump competition, he immediately disqualifies her because he knows that even an 80-year-old grandma has better athletic abilities than her. He disqualifies her even before the competition starts and begins laughing, telling Lucy that this is for her sake, because otherwise she will end up breaking her bones. Dwayne is startled awake by his friend's laughter. As he sees Lucy, he registers her name in the competition and even wishes her the best of luck. Lucy is getting ready for the competition when Dwayne comes up to her and puts a cap on her head to protect her from the sunlight. He advises her to warm up properly to give her best, but suddenly, Sang-Yan ruins their moment by clicking some pictures of them. Lucy tells him to stop clicking photos, but it is already too late. Dwayne suddenly snatches the camera from Sang-Yan and asks her to stop bullying Lucy. Finally, it is time for the high jump competition. When Lucy's turn comes, she fails the first attempt so badly because she doesn't even jump. The second attempt is a failure as well. Sang-Yan and Dwayne cheer her on when she makes her final attempt and tell her to at least cross the mark. Lucy takes a few deep breaths and gathers her determination to clear the mark. Everyone looks at her intensity and thinks that she will definitely succeed this time, but they couldn't be more wrong. Lucy runs towards the obstacle, jumps, and instead of crossing the bar, she falls to the ground, injuring her arm and leg instead. Sang-yeon immediately rushes to her aid and lifts her on his shoulders. Lucy's teacher from the middle school comes there too, and he recognizes Dwayne as Lucy's brother. He points to Sang-yeon and asks who this guy is picking up his sister. Before Sang-yeon can say anything that exposes their act, Lucy says that Sang-yeon is her dad. The teacher is stunned and asks what kind of genes their family has. He doesn't believe that someone looking so young can be a dad to such grown kids, but Dwayne plays along and claims that Sang-yeon really is their dad. Sang-yeon is upset and angry at the fact that Lucy called him her dad when he is still young and a virgin on top of that. He tells her to get off his back, and Dwan has to carry her instead. Sang-yeon leaves angrily, and Dwan takes Lucy to the medical tent, where he tends to her injuries himself. Lucy thanks him for being a kind gentleman as opposed to her brother, when suddenly Sang-yeon comes there to take her home. As he is carrying her away, Lucy notices Dwan being nice to all the girls, and she thinks that she is not special at all. On the way, Sang-yeon gives Lucy some chocolate to pacify her, and apologize for angrily leaving earlier. She shares it with him, and both happily head back home. The next day in school, Lucy has some extra classes, so she informs Sang-yeon and asks him to pick her up later. He says sorry because he is busy, but he assures Lucy that he will send Dwan to pick her up. Well, Lucy doesn't have any reason to refuse. Suddenly, her friend Minnie comes to her and invites her to go shopping. Lucy accepts the invitation, thinking that Minnie has stopped being jealous of her now and that they can patch up after being away for a few days. When Dwan reaches Lucy's school to pick her up, he finds that she is not there. He asks the guards if there are any students in the school, and the guard tells him that everyone has already left. Now Dwan is confused and wonders where Lucy can be. Meanwhile, Lucy is with Minnie, who leads her along while asking if she has brought some money. Lucy says she has, but then asks her why she is so insistent about money. She also notices that they are not heading towards the shopping area, and Minnie admits that she is going towards a cyber cafe. Lucy has heard rumors about the cyber cafe being in a bad neighborhood, and she says that it is not safe. Minnie acts hurt by this and leaves alone, telling Lucy that she is not her friend, because she always leaves her alone. Lucy has no response to her emotional blackmail and decides to follow her. On the other hand, Dwan is still searching for her and asking everyone around the school if they have seen her. He shows her photos to everyone, and one man identifies her and points out the direction in which she went. Well, Lucy and Minnie have reached a point where 3 delinquent girls are bullying them. They first target Minnie, who seems to be their regular plaything. They ask her if she has brought money like they asked her to, and she nervously says that she has brought her friend who has some money. Lucy realizes that she has been trapped, and then suddenly, the bullies snatch her purse. They find that she has like $1.50 in her purse, and they laugh at her for being broke. They gently slapped her, threatening her to bring more money tomorrow or get ready for a beatdown. The bullies even open her bag and throw her books on the ground, telling her not to dare to ditch them, or they will come to her school and punish her there. The bullies leave with that, and Lucy feels betrayed and hurt. Minnie tries apologizing for bringing her here, and Lucy angrily accuses that she did it on purpose to get revenge against her. She says that she knows she is jealous that Fusen pays her more attention, and that is why she is trying to break her down. She didn't talk to her this entire time, and even when she got injured during the sports festival, she didn't even come to check up on her. Minnie tries consoling her and apologizes again, but Lucy yells at her, saying that they are not friends anymore, and she doesn't want anything to do with her. Lucy walks ahead, and after a while, the trauma from the bullying experience hits her in full HD 4K. She's about to cry, thinking about that, when suddenly she spots Dwayne, who reached all the way here while searching for her. He immediately asks her what she is doing in such an unsafe locality as this. Lucy is teary-eyed, and Dwayne is worried about her. He asks her what happened, and she simply shakes her head to let him know that nothing is okay with her. She cries, and Dwan hugs her to comfort her. Lucy stays silent and doesn't say anything for a long time. After a while, she finally reveals everything that happened to Dwayne and tells him about the bullies and her friend's betrayal. Dwan is even more worried about her now, but he tells her not to hide this information from her family. He encourages her to share this with her parents and teachers so that they can support her. After that, Dwan decides to take her on a bicycle ride to cheer her up. He takes her through an avenue with beautiful cherry blossom trees, and that helps Lucy relax and cheer up. The next day, when Lucy leaves school, she finds Sang-yeon and his friends there. They are here to deal with the bullies, and they act like gangsters. Lucy is nervous because she doesn't want them involved in the situation. She starts leaving, but Dwayne takes the initiative to earn her trust, and everyone goes along with him. They ask Lucy to take her to the location where she was bullied. Once they reach there, Dwan, Sang-yeon, and Jumbo go in, and they leave the skinny guy to guard Lucy. The 3 of them go inside and find the 3 bullies. Sang-yeon first snatches the money out of their hands, and his friends confiscate other things too. Sang-yeon warns the girls that they bullied his sister, and he is not happy about it. He tells them not to do it anymore, but the girls start arguing with him. Sang-yeon gets angry at this, and he intimidates the girl. Duan is angry too, and he joins his friend in scaring the girls and getting them weak on their knees. Outside, Lucy is sitting on the ground as she waits for her brother and friends to return. They soon return victorious with her purse, and Lucy smiles happily as she gets it back. The skinny boy asks them what they did inside, and Sang-yeon tries acting tough, saying that he can scare anyone he wants with his aura. Everyone laughs because they know he is not like this, and after some banter, they leave for home. The next day, Lucy reports Minnie to the teachers for leading her to the bullies. The teachers take her away to kick her out of school. Minnie cries while being dragged out, and she keeps staring at Lucy, pleading for forgiveness with her eyes. Lucy tries looking away and finds a note stuck to her table. It is from Minnie, who wanted her to give her one last chance, but it is too late for that now. Soon after that, Lucy faces her exams, and the results are out in no time as well. Lucy scores well in every subject, but not in physics. Her parents, being Asians, are not satisfied with anything less than an A+, so her dad says that he will get Lucy a tutor. Well, he decided to save some money by hiring his own son as the tutor. But it does not bode well for Lucy to have Sang-yeon as her teacher. It doesn't go well either. Sang-yeon has the patience of a feral cat, and he gets furious as Lucy keeps failing to get some concepts. They get into a fight, and Sang-yeon tells her that he doesn't want to teach her anymore because she is stupid. At night, their parents make them sit together and ask them to settle their differences. When they refuse, Lucy's mom tells her to get ready to get another teacher tomorrow. The next day, Lucy gets ready to see her new tuition teacher. But when she goes downstairs, she finds Duan in the kitchen. She asks him what he is doing here, and Sang-yeon tells her that this is her new tutor. Well, Lucy feels like she hit the jackpot without even buying a lottery ticket. However, she barely gets any time alone with Duan, as Sang-yeon is always there, keeping him busy with games. Lucy tries blocking his view of the screen, and after that, she tries to secretly click pictures of Duan. He notices it and starts giving her poses so that she can capture a better photo. Lucy gets nervous as she realizes that she has been crying, so she starts acting like she was just absent-mindedly holding the phone with the camera pointed towards him. Sang-yeon notices that too and asks Lucy if she is clicking pictures of Duan. He asks her why she is not clicking pictures of him because he is handsome as well. And Lucy calls him as handsome as a potato freshly dug out of mud. She runs with that, and Sang-yeon is angry at her. Duan enjoys their banter and holds him back from chasing after Lucy. She taunts him from the first floor as well, and Sang-yeon starts laughing. Lucy then enters her room where she watches Duan's pictures and crushes on him, copying his victory pose. Soon after that, he enters her room to do his job as her tutor. The next day, Duan talks with Lucy and learns that she is not really interested in physics, so he decides to take her to the museum so she can learn the fun part of science. Duan talks with Sang-yeon about it, and he agrees to come with them. The next day, the three of them go to the museum, but at the entrance, Sang-yeon suddenly has a change of heart. He claims that rather than watching boring things in the museum, he can play some games in the arcade, so he leaves. And Lucy feels lucky to be alone with Duan. They go inside the museum where Duan begins explaining things in detail. Lucy is interested now, but less in physics and more in her cute teacher. She begins to have fun in the museum, and the main purpose of their visit is fulfilled after she develops some interest in physics. Then, Lucy asks Dwayne about his dreams and ambitions, and he tells her that he wants to be an accomplished game developer and create a brilliant game. After that, Lucy decides to use this chance to ask more personal questions and asks Duan about his girlfriend. He laughs as he says that he has no girl in his life because he has no time for relationships right now. He tells Lucy not to worry because when he gets a girlfriend, he will introduce them first. Well, this is not the response our Lucy wanted, and she is not too pleased that Dwayne doesn't think of her even as a potential girlfriend. However, she accepts his promise to introduce his girlfriend to her and says that she will judge how good or bad his choice is. They take a break with that, and Lucy begins sketching in her notebook. She sketches her and Duan's pinky promise just now, but hides the notebook as soon as he returns. They decide to head back and find Sang-yeon waiting for them at the museum gate. Duan suddenly gets a call from one of his jobs, and he immediately sits down to begin working right there. Meanwhile, Lucy and her brother return home. At night, Lucy tries searching for her sketchbook, but she can't seem to find it anywhere. She suddenly remembers that she left it in the museum when she came out with Duan. She immediately calls the museum authorities, and they inform her that they gave the notebook to her friend Duan. Duan panics upon realizing that he will see the contents of her sketchbook now. The next day, Sang-yeon enters Lucy's room to return her sketchbook to her because Duan sent it to him. Lucy wonders why Duan did not bring it himself because he is also her tutor. She suddenly starts questioning herself and wonders what will happen if he has seen the sketches inside. Not only the sketch of the pinky promise, Lucy has much more drawings in the notebook that can tell anyone that she has a crush on Duan. She tries to calm herself down and tries to come up with a cover story to hide the fact that she has a crush on Duan. Meanwhile, in their dorm, Sang-yeon enters their room quite dissatisfied and grumpy. And when Duan asks him if everything is all right, He tells him that he is fed up with his sister's actions. Dwan asks to elaborate, and Sang-yeon sulks as he says that his sister is going out of hand now. Just this morning, she told everyone in the family that she was dating some guy through Tinder, and obviously no one was happy about it. Sang-yeon is angry at Lucy, and even Dwan is taken aback on hearing this. He claims that Lucy is too young to be trying dating apps. However, he assures his friend that he shouldn't worry this much because Lucy might be feeling a little overexcited because of her age, and he promises to talk to her to calm her down. Sang-yeon, however, doesn't want to calm down. He is angry with Lucy, and even more so with her supposed Tinder date, whom he believes is misleading her. He wants to know about the guy so that he can break his arms and legs. Meanwhile, Lucy is worried and stressed too. She spewed the fake story of dating someone online to make Dwan think that she doesn't have a crush on him. However, now she is facing the consequences of trying to erase her tracks without proper thought. Her family has become her enemy now, and they are constantly scolding her for what she did. Soon, Sang-yeon and Dwan come to her room, and it's clear from Sang-yeon's face that he is not in a good mood. Lucy hides her face because she doesn't want to see them, and she doesn't even talk back to her brother when he asks her some questions. Sang-yeon gets angry and leaves the room, telling Dwan that he should talk some sense into the girl. Then Dwan asks Lucy what the name of her online boyfriend is, and in what standard he is studying right now. Lucy thinks that he has bought his fake story, and she decides to play the dangerous game of describing Dwan to himself while hiding that she is talking about him. She tells him that her boyfriend is not in school but in college, and he is about to graduate too. Dwan is shocked and remarks that there must be a big age gap between them, and Lucy replies that the boy is 5 years older than her. Dwan doesn't understand that she is talking about him, but he still warns her to mind the age gap. He advises her that this is not the right time for her to be in the dating market, especially the online dating scene. He asks her to focus on her studies and get into a good college, and only then should she think about getting into relationships. Lucy agrees to do so, though reluctantly. Soon after that, Dwan returns to his dorm, plays some games using his RGB keyboard, and eats some instant noodles. Suddenly, he gets a call from the hospital where his dad is admitted. The hospital tells him that his dad's condition is worsening, so Dwan immediately leaves to check up on him. A few days later, Lucy is worried because Dwan has not come to tutor her for the past week. She asks her brother what happened, and he reveals that Dwan went to his hometown because of some urgent business. Lucy is not happy to hear that, and she calls Dwan once she reaches her room. She tells him that she just wanted to check up on him, and he tells her he is fine, and there is no problem she needs to be worried about. She happily asks him when he will return here, and Dwan says that he will come back in time for his graduation ceremony. Lucy is happy, and she looks at the present she is prepared to give him when he graduates. Dwan is happy too, because talking with Lucy soothes and calms him down. After the call ends, someone knocks on his door, and as Dwan opens the door, he finds a girl who somehow ruins his calm mood. The girl cheerfully greets him and asks if he won't invite her in, and he clearly tells her no. He tells her to talk right at the door, and judging by the angry expression on his face, he doesn't seem to be very fond of her. The girl gets a bit nervous, and then starts talking about Dwan's graduation. She asks him if he will move back to their city for good once he graduates, and he affirms. The girl is excited to hear this and asks him if he can invite her to come to his graduation ceremony at the college. Dwan once again denies letting her into his life, and the girl then tries giving him some money because she knows he needs it. However, Dwan refuses it and the girl goes away, and he is left feeling guilty and bad. Well, after a couple of weeks, it is finally time for the graduation ceremony. Sang-yeon has come there with his sister and their dad. Dwan is there too, along with the rest of the friend group. Lucy's dad congratulates Dwan, and she keeps hiding behind him to steal glances at him. As always, Dwan notices her and gently smiles at her. Soon, everyone goes ahead except for them, and Lucy gifts him a bouquet of flowers. Dwan expresses his surprise and asks if they really are for him, and Lucy affirms, saying that she wanted to give them to him because he is her teacher. She is about to give him the second and main present when suddenly, Dwan's friends call him for a group photograph with their favorite professor. Lucy clicks the pictures for them and then hears her brother's friends talking about how they will all go their separate ways after college ends. Worried, Lucy approaches Dwan and asks him if he will forget her when he leaves. He says that he won't forget her, and will meet her whenever he is in this city. After that, he decides to get their pictures clicked to keep as a memory. At night, Sang-yeon's friends gather to party. Sang-yeon goes a bit out of control while drinking, and even as Dwan tries to tell him to pipe it down, he downs bottle after bottle. He soon loses consciousness, so Dwan has to carry him home. He puts him on the couch, and then Sang-yeon's parents come there after hearing all the commotion downstairs. His mom checks up on him, and then asks Dwan to stay here too, because it is already too late. Dwan is hesitating about taking the offer, but since she insists, he accepts it. Lucy shows him her brother's room, gives him a change of clothes, and sets him up before leaving. Later, she looks outside the window and finds Dwan there, so she goes outside to sit by his side. She asks what he is doing here, and he just looks at her sadly. Lucy smiles at him, and as a result, he also forgets his worries and smiles. She asks him what it is that makes him worry so much, and Dwan says that there is a mountain of debt on him. Lucy promises that when she completes college and gets a job, she will earn a lot of money and give him money to repay the debt. Dwan just laughs and smiles at her, saying that his situation is not as bad as she thinks. He asks her to use her hard-earned money for herself only, but Lucy is not satisfied. She returns to her room, lost in thoughts, and just as she is about to finally fall asleep, she hears the gate opening. She goes to the window to see what's happening, and she finds Dwan going home. He waves goodbye to her, and Lucy also waves back sadly. When Lucy returns to her room with an aching heart, she finds that Dwan has messaged her. He told her that he has an early flight home today, so he must leave without bidding proper farewells. He asks her to take care of herself and focus on her studies. He promises to send her presents if she does well in her studies. Lucy asks him to not forget his promises, and while she is thinking about the promise he made to introduce his girlfriend to her first, Dwan believes that she is thinking about the presents. Time passes, and Lucy checks out the various universities in the region and their cutoffs. Her focus is on the university in Dwan's hometown, but it has the highest cutoff needed. Lucy doesn't worry about that, and she is determined to study as hard as needed so that she can join in. Time passes, and Lucy passes all her tests with good scores. She sends Dwan their snapshots, and in return, he sends her the gifts he had promised her. Though they are distant physically, Lucy is still happy about it. Then one day, she overhears her brother talking to his friends on the phone. The friend is telling him that even Dwan has a girlfriend now, and as she hears it, Lucy feels betrayed. She asks Sang-Yan if it is really the truth, and he replies that his friend also heard it from somewhere, and that it is not a confirmed piece of news. Well, it is enough to upset Lucy because she thinks that Dwayne broke his promise and did not introduce or even tell her about his new girlfriend. She loses control of her emotions and takes a rash action. She visits Dwan's hometown by the very next flight, and at the airport she receives a call from her brother who asks her where she is. She tells him that she is in another city, and Sang-Yan is shocked to hear that. He demands to know the reason for it, and Lucy lies, saying that she came here to meet the boyfriend she made on Tinder. This makes Sang-Yan even more angry, and he tells Lucy to stay right where she is because he is going to tell Dwan to pick her up. He warns her not to meet the boy she met online at any cost, and he even informs their parents. Lucy's parents are shocked to hear this too, and they cannot believe that their daughter can take such reckless actions. They also warn her to avoid the boy. Lucy silently sits in one spot, and soon Dwan comes running towards her, along with a girl. Lucy thinks that she is his rumored girlfriend, and she undergoes a heartbreak right there and then. As Dwan approaches her, he sternly asks Lucy what she is doing here. He lectures her about how dangerous her actions could prove for herself and how her parents are worried about her. He reminds her that she promised him to focus only on her studies until she passed high school. Lucy wants to remind him about the promise he made to her too, but she doesn't say it out loud. Suddenly, Dwan's tone turns gentle, and he asks Lucy where her online boyfriend is. She sadly tells him that they just broke up because the boy ditched her. She says that he called her a kid because of the age gap between them, and said he wouldn't date her anymore. Lucy begins crying, and Dwan says that the boy did not make the wrong decision. He tries consoling her, saying that maybe her boyfriend will wait for her till she becomes an adult to date her, but Lucy wipes her tears and says that it won't happen either, because he already has another girlfriend. Dwan tells her to be hopeful because she will definitely find someone better, unaware that she was talking about him. He asks his rumored girlfriend to lend him some tissues for Lucy. After that, he asks Lucy to join them for lunch, but she replies that she just wants to go home now. Dwan understands, but he asks her to at least get fresh before departing. Lucy leaves for the washroom, but she breaks down on the way itself. She realizes that she has no future with Dwan now. When she returns, Dwan has already bought tickets for her flight home. Lucy tries paying him for them, but he refuses to take money from her. After that, Lucy gives him the gift that she could not give him on graduation day. Dwan is happy to receive it, but little does he know that Lucy is starting to get emotionally distant from him. Dwan suddenly gets a call from work, and as he roams around to talk, Lucy sees the chance and puts money for the tickets in his wallet. She doesn't want any favors from him now. When he comes back, Lucy even returns the teddy bear he had gifted her recently. He asks her why she is returning it, and Lucy makes the excuse that she wanted to gift it to him. She sadly walks away to board her flight soon, and Dwayne doesn't understand her feelings at all. Lucy returns to her city, and Sang-Yan is there to receive her. He is angry at her, but Lucy breaks down and starts crying just as she sees him. She hugs her brother, and Sang-Yan believes that she got her heart broken too badly. He tires of consoling her, but her tears don't stop flowing. Eventually, they return home, and Lucy has calmed down a bit now. Her parents ask her how dare she leave the house like that and want to talk to her immediately. But Sang-Yan gestures to them that it is not the right time to do that right now. Lucy then goes to her room and starts picking out all the gifts she has ever received from Dwan. She puts him in a separate box to seal away her memories of him, and to forget that she ever liked him. Time passes, and soon Lucy completes high school with great marks. She also enters the college of her choice, which is in Dwan City, despite the fact that she has lost interest in him. Lucy has made some new friends in college, including Rose, the vlogger, Ling, the skater girl, and Shin, your average four-eyed nerd. One day, Shin is carrying some books with her when a boy bumps into her and makes her drop her books. He doesn't even help her pick them up, so Shin has to do all the work herself. Suddenly, an athlete named Ming comes there to help her, and even accompanies the girl to her friends. He introduces himself to them, and level 99 extrovert Rose immediately gets friendly with him. She invites him to her birthday party and even tells him to bring more handsome friends of his to the party. A couple of days later, it is Rose's birthday party, and all her girlfriends are there. Soon, Ming and his friends also come there, and one of them immediately starts simping on Rose. Everyone decides to go karaoke, and their group passes by Dwan. However, because of the crowd between them, neither Lucy nor Dwan can see each other. Dwan is also partying with his friends in karaoke. The girl from before, whom Lucy thought was his girlfriend, turns out to just be a regular friend. She is trying to introduce another girl to Dwan so that they may start dating. On the other hand, Lucy is also enjoying herself at the birthday party. Ming approaches her, showing clear signs of interest in her. They sit down and talk with each other, and then Lucy decides to get a breather and goes outside. Well, she accidentally carries her friend's jacket with her instead of her own. There was a cigarette box in the jacket, and as she walked down the stairs, the packet fell off. Lucy tries picking it up, but then she hears a familiar voice. She looks up and spots Dwan sitting on the stairs in front of her. Lucy is stunned to see him here because she didn't expect him at all. Well, neither did he, and they both stared at each other in bewilderment. That's the end of the video. Tell us what you think about this story. If you want to see the second part, leave a comment and like this video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to show your support.